Welcome to Taylor Time. Today we have a very special guest with us, a dear friend of mine and my neighbor, 17-year NFL veteran, Andre Reed.
Right, hi Taylor, how are you?
You're enjoying that popcorn, right?
Love it.
Welcome
Love
to Taylor Time. Obviously, by looking at you, you can tell you're into health, right?
Very much, yes.
So I thought it would be very interesting to have you in this segment because I'm talking about health today and some of our favorite foods and foods that we as Americans need to be cautious about before eating.
Popcorn's good though.
I know it's good. You love popcorn,
Yeah.
but you might not love it after I tell you this. Because number one, this is microwave popcorn. And microwave popcorn is very delicious, but here's the problem. The bags are lined with a synthetic chemical that can actually contaminate the popcorn. A synthetic chemical, that can contaminate the popcorn when it's heated up in the microwave.
Really?
Okay, so you're still eating or you're not gonna eat? Okay, the problem is that this synthetic chemical has been linked to infertility. Is that a problem for you?
That's a problem for me.
Is it a problem for you?
No.
It's not a problem because he's had a family already. But for those people who have not had families yet, just be cautious. I mean, really, if you're planning a family, maybe you ought to do, stovetop popcorn or movie popcorn or whatever else and stay away from microwave. Yeah, okay, so knowledge is power. Let's talk about milk. I mean, obviously.
I love milk, drink milk not every
and
day.
You were telling me that earlier.
You gotta drink milk with cereal, you can't drink it with water.
Well, let me tell you about milk,
You can't eat it with water.
Here's something else to be cautious about.
Okay.
Because dairy cows.
Oh, I can't have that.
Dairy cows are normally fed hormones, steroids, and antibiotics. Dairy cows turn into scary cows, and here's why. Some of them can develop udder infections, and I always do that. I point to udder infections that can literally leak pus into the milk. Okay, that's a scary cow, and that's scary if you're giving pus-infected milk to your kids. Now, I'm not saying it happens all the time, but it can happen. So I always buy organic milk for my family.
Okay, I need to start doing that. I don't want my kids.
Potatoes. Andre, I don't know. I'm just saying, you're probably a meat and potatoes kind of guy. I'm just kind of guessing.
East Coast, meat and potatoes.
Okay, potatoes are good for you, normally. However, they are heavily sprayed with pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, everything. I say put them aside unless you buy organic because you don't want to contaminate your bodies with all these toxins. And some can actually leach into the potato. So if you're not gonna buy organic, it's very important to peel the skin even though that's where a lot of the nutrients are.
Really?
If you want the skin, buy organic and nothing else. Right, and apples too. Apples are loaded with pesticides that have been linked to Parkinson's disease. That's why I always buy organic apples because my kids like to eat the skin. So if you're not gonna buy organic apples, peel the skin. Another thing is tomatoes, canned tomatoes. America loves cooking with canned tomatoes. Some of our favorite recipes are made from canned tomatoes.
I used to just eat canned tomatoes right out the can. I did.
Okay, I gotta focus, Audrey, hold on. Canned tomatoes are only a problem because some are lined with BPAs, okay? And this is a cancer-causing chemical. And why it's a problem, because tomatoes are very acidic and it can break down this chemical from the lining of the can and it can leach into the tomato juice in the tomatoes. Not a good thing because we want to keep our kids cancer-free. We don't want these chemicals in our bodies that can permeate our cell membranes and stay with us our entire life and contaminate our kids, right? Cause cancer, we don't want to do that. They do have organic canned tomatoes. Here's one, or buy fresh tomatoes. Okay, salmon. I cook salmon once a week for my family. Don't you love salmon?
Favorite thing.
Very healthy, loaded.
Next to chicken.
Next to chicken. Okay, we're not talking about chicken today, Andre, but salmon's good. However, farm salmon, I don't advise anybody to eat farm salmon. Try to avoid it if possible because they have DDTs, I can't even say that one sentence, and PCBs. These are chemicals that are found in pesticides that kill mosquitoes, in motors, paints. I mean, very toxic chemicals. We want them in our body? No, we don't. And farm salmon they usually have high levels of mercury. You know?
That's nasty.
Mercury is how. What were you saying about mercury earlier?
Mercury can hurt your brain. You can get Dane brain from mercury.
Yeah, brain damage from mercury. You want to stay away from farm salmon because they have higher levels of mercury. So buy wild. My tip is buy wild salmon when possible. In fact, all your fish should be wild. All fish that are wild has, that I know of, has less mercury. So those are my Taylor Time health tips for today, our food cautions. And I want you guys to stay tuned because next episode, Andre's gonna stick around and we're gonna do another episode. You'll see, in our bi-weekly episode about all his latest health tips because he's been retired for how many years?
11.
11 years, and look at him. He's still in fighting shape.
And that was 11 years ago.
He looks better than most 20-year-olds, and we're gonna find out his tips and how you can look this way too. And it better not be genetics, no, I'm just kidding. Also, your kids are probably playing sports now or training for sports, or even if you have, your kids are growing up, they probably idolize you. You have so many, fans out there. He's gonna give you tips on how to keep your kids healthy, how they can get the best performance out of themselves, right? And playing sports.
That's right. Eating good, sleeping well.
Ah, don't tell them, because they gotta stay tuned.
Stay tuned for next week. We'll get that next week.
And it's more than that. We'll go into more details. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching Taylor Time. Again, add us on Facebook, and have a great day.